What's going on? Get off the screen. I'm so small right now. I can't tell how you look. Hold on. Give me a second. This never works. I don't know why I try to do this all the time. It never, ever works. What's going on, everybody? Hope everyone's having a good night. I skipped last week. Took the week off. Back tonight. My birthday was yesterday, so I would have had it yesterday to celebrate my birthday, but was doing other things, obviously. So that's why we're live on my usual Tuesday night, finally, talking top 10 horror movies of 2025 so far. You guys know my takes are usually hot. They're usually spicy. They're usually, according to you guys, wrong. And that's fine. I like that we all have different tastes. It makes this fun and not just everybody liking the exact same thing. And I'm always true for sure. You guys know that. I don't fake anything. If I hate a movie you guys really like, it's just the way it is, and it's cool. But tonight wanted to do this and bring it on a special guest. I have been checking out his channel constantly. His content is amazing, so professional. If you haven't checked my guest content out, the link is down below. Daniel from the Cobwebs channel. Let's bring him up and let's get started. Right over there, my friends. There he is. What's up, buddy?
Hey, man. Thank you so much for having me. I'm very, very excited. Hopefully people won't get too angry at me for a lot of blaring hot takes that are going to get dropped down. But
you as well.
Let's do it.
That's good. It's good because my number one is an extremely hot take. It's very, very spicy, so people aren't going to like it.
My number one is not a hot take. I'll tell you that.
It's probably the same number one as 95% of everybody else at this
point. It probably is.
So I'm excited to talk about this. And first and foremost, if you don't know the Cobwebs channel, Daniel, explain what you do over on your channel, my friend.
Yeah, I talk about movies pretty much always in list format, either a ranking list or just a recommendation list. And it's like 90% horror movies, but I do venture out from time to time. And it's pretty much always like cult movies, though. If it's not horror movies, it's like an 80s comedy or an action film or a sci-fi film, stuff like that. So we talk about fun kind of movies over there. Keep it positive for the most part. And it's a good time. I really enjoy it. It's 2 videos a week most of the time and the occasional live stream. But I haven't done a live stream in a little while, so I'm excited to do this one. Get back into some things.
Yeah, his channel is phenomenal. Unfortunately, most of the movies he talks about, I don't know personally. He always talks about Hammer films. I've never seen one in my life. That's probably very hurtful to you.
You're not getting hammered?
I'm not getting hammered. I've never seen one. I might here.
We'll get you there one day.
One day. I've been going through my 70s horror movies, wanting to get that top 10 list going. So obviously I look at your channel for a lot of inspiration for the videos you do. And I shoot you some messages and ask if these movies are good or what's a good 70s movie. So definitely trust this guy's opinion on film because he knows a lot about a lot of films for sure. And if you go over there, it ain't like me on this channel that just rambles on, doesn't know too much shit about what he's talking about. He knows a lot, so he's very smart over there. So go check out the Cobwebs channel for sure. His channel is fantastic.
Thanks. But not all my subscribers agree, but thanks.
Damn. Well, at least they're your subscribers, even if they don't like it. So that's always, they're still watching. That's good.
It's true. It's true.
We got Adrian in the chat. Mel from My Killer Podcast. What's up, Mel? How are you? Gory Tiger, Antonis, Dean, Renner, what's up? Hope your channel's doing good, my man. Brett from Good Reel, what's up? Aaron Click, what's up? He says I need to check out some Hammer films. They're pretty good. So maybe I will. Maybe I will. I was watching Deep Red today. I've never seen it. I heard you talk
Mm,
about it on one of your videos I watched. So it's in the 70s. So I was watching it. So
cool.
very interesting. They got good. And Italian movies got their soundtracks are bangers. Like every single one is
Mm,
fantastic.
absolutely.
Love it.
They
I
they
just
hold nothing back. No subtlety. No
no,
subtlety whatsoever. They just go for it.
they do. There's and in Italian horror, there's like naked ladies at random places for no reason at all. Just like, what's up? How you doing?
Oh man, I watched an Italian giallo from the 70s last night, and there were almost no scenes without nudity. Like, it was
It's
one of
what,
the most packed with nudity giallos I've ever seen. I was like,
it,
okay,
it's what they
we're
do.
doing this.
I just for some reason I was listening to your House by the Cemetery review today. I don't know why.
Oh, cool.
It was next up, and I was like, you usually don't do just individual films, but that one was fantastic. That review was fantastic. You're having a good time. I couldn't tell if
Thanks, man.
you're like enjoying it but making fun of it at the same time. So it's always a pleasure.
Especially Bob, you know.
Oh my god. Once
Bob is he's something.
I've only seen the movie once, but once I heard that kid's voice in your video, I was like, holy shit, I remember that kid now. What are you doing? Why can't I go over
Voiced by Mickey Mouse.
there's a lady over there. It's like, shut up, kid. I don't want to hear you anymore. But that was a really good video. So if you like House by the Cemetery, check out that video from Daniel as well.
Vanderhoff, it was the night Evelyn came out of the grave.
What? I saw you
That's
pick
the
that one up.
whole
That was
thing,
on your
right?
picture.
Yeah. Yeah, that was it.
Aaron Click cannot get into Jalos. They're. I mean, I guess they are an acquired taste. I mean, I'm not the hugest fan of them, but they're good from time to time, for sure. All right, we're going top 10 horror movies 2025 so far. In my opinion, I think the back half of this year is going to be better than the front half. That's just my opinion.
It
But
should be. Like, if
it,
that's not true, that's a problem because you got to get the best stuff around Halloween.
it looks, I don't know. My hopes are in the Black Phone too. I'm just saying. That's just where I'm at.
Dude, I recently saw that trailer in the theater and it looks
Oh,
insanely good. And I'm like a moderate fan of the first one. I
hmm
like it. I think it's good. I'm not passionate about it, but that
hmm
second one looks amazing. I love the like nose diving into the supernatural aspect of it.
It's going straight Freddy Krueger since we can't get one otherwise. So there we go.
I know, man.
I, from what
That frustrates me.
what they're saying is they're planning on making more, and it's gonna have to be like Friday the 13th because there's really no other explanation how he keeps killing people and coming back. So
Yeah.
I'm
I'm
down.
all for it. Let's go.
Ethan Hawke is fantastic, so I am down for that as much as we can get.
Yeah.
Okay, top 10 so far. Since you're the guest, I will let you go first with your number 10.
Okay. So my number 10 is one that I like, but I hope it gets knocked off this list soon. Because I'm like, it's not top 10 material, but it's here for now.
Mm-hmm.
And that's Hell of a Summer,
Okay.
which is a new camp slasher. And the thing I think is actually cool about it is it's directed by two real young guys, Billy Burke and Finn Wolfhard, who's the kid from Stranger Things. So I like these guys in their early 20s just went out and made a fun camp slasher. That's exactly what they did. It has no lofty ambitions to it whatsoever. It's just trying to be fun, funny. It's very heavy on the comedy,
Mm-hmm.
but I still think it works as a slasher. The killer looks good in like this devil costume. There's some good kills to it. And it's just fun. So I definitely enjoyed myself.
That didn't make the list, but that movie actually was a pretty good time. I wasn't expecting anything crazy going into it, but it's a camp slasher that kind of aims towards Gen Z, I guess, for the most part, with the jokes. But I don't know. I thought some of them landed. Acting was good. The killer reveal was a little, like, fine.
It's a
But
killer reveal, you know. The
yeah,
amount of slashers that have like an amazing killer reveal, I think are pretty low. Like usually it gets revealed and you're like, oh yeah, sure. Okay. That's all right.
yeah. The recent Scream movies, that's kind of how it was, I guess, for a lot of people. Oh, that's the killer. That's cool. That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there are two Scream movies that have a great killer reveal, and it's just 1 and 4. And all the rest, I'm like, yeah, sure. Okay.
I don't get behind 4 at all. Everybody knows that.
Oh, I get behind 4.
I
think
hate
4 is
4
really
with a
good.
passion.
Oh, really?
That's okay.
Interesting.
It's okay.
Yeah, I don't
One,
care.
one.
My Scream opinions are not passionate. Like Scream is fun, it's fine, but
Mhm.
I'm not going to lose any friends over Scream opinions.
That seems to be the case. It's like a lot of people either really love Scream or it's fine. They're fine.
Yeah.
They're kind of all the same, really, at the end of the day. I don't know if this movie made your list. It didn't make my list, but I'm going to point it out. Megan 2.0 wasn't a horror movie, in my opinion, at all.
No.
It
I
was,
still put it on one of my horror lists because I wanted to talk about it, and I wasn't going to do like
yeah.
top 10 action sci-fi movies in 2025. But I liked Megan 2.0. It's I didn't take a second of that movie seriously. Like it's
Yeah, you
dumb
can't.
and ridiculous, and I shoved popcorn in my face and I had a good time.
That I did. I wasn't a huge fan of the first one.
Me too. I agree.
I would stick with the Child's Play remake over this one 100
Me
times over.
too.
Thank you.
Child's Play remake is really underrated.
It is.
And it's like if you want to watch an R-rated gory Megan, that's the Child's Play remake. And it did it first.
Exactly. That freaking rototiller kill, fantastic.
The Christmas lights kill.
Yeah, it's all good. But yeah, Mega 2.0 didn't make my list, obviously, but I actually really did enjoy it. Surprisingly, I didn't hate it. I thought I was gonna be like, this is so dumb. It was fun for what it was. It was a good enough time anyway. I mean, it's not horror, but either was.
Shout out to Spooch123 in the chat. I see him in my comments a lot, so good to see you. Yes,
up?
Megan 2.0 is on digital. I just noticed that today.
There
That's
you
how
go.
bad it bombed. Like it just came out and
It-
it's already, you can watch it on streaming.
I saw that too. That what did it make? Like 20 million bucks? It was not. It was not high.
I didn't look. Yeah,
It
I mean,
was
it even
low.
caused like Jason Blum to make this big apology over it.
It's because people thought it was a horror movie, and then it was that. But then again, people wouldn't know that because they didn't go see it. So it is what it is.
Yeah, when I don't know, I guess people were put off by the trailer. When I saw the trailer, I was like, "Ooh, this is going to be different." But then maybe if you're a big fan of Megan, you're upset that it's different. But I wasn't a big fan of Megan, so I was like, "Cool, let's not do that again." And it didn't.
That's what it is. I think if you like the first Megan, you're probably not going to like this one very much because it wasn't even close to the same thing. We didn't really like the first one, so this one was a little bit more enjoyable for sure, being an action sci-fi kind of film instead.
Yeah.
Oh God, I don't want to say my number 10. It's gonna be a hot take. My number 10 is 28 years later.
Okay.
I wrote down the Rotten Tomatoes scores because I'm a sucker for Rotten Tomatoes for some reason. It got an 88% on Rotten Tomatoes right now, which is fucking damn good. I'm not a big 28 Years fan, to be honest. I don't care about the franchise that much. I've watched them way back in the day when they came out. Never watched them since. They just weren't my thing. Saw this one. It was good. Like I said, I didn't love it, but it was good. It's a well-made film for sure. The ending was, I don't know, like cabin feverish when they started them dudes came out.
That's a good comparison.
I thought they were gonna start yelling like pancakes for a bunch of times. Pancakes, but they didn't.
I love Cabin Fever.
It's so good. Don't talk to Dennis. Don't sit by Dennis. He bites him. But yeah, it was good. The gore was good. I'm a huge Aaron Taylor Johnson fan. I know a lot of people don't think he can act and don't like him, but I love him. I thought it was good for what it was. Zombie action was good. I don't know. I really wasn't expecting too much, and that's probably why it's at number 10 for me. But it still made the top 10 so far, and I've seen like, I don't know, maybe 35 movies this year horror, so good enough.
That's good. That's a lot more than I have. I think the only thing that's a hot take about that is that you're a little bit middle of the road on it, because it seems like most people either love it or like hate it with the passion of 1,000 suns. Because like I haven't seen a horror movie get so much hate in so long than 28 years. Probably, well, actually, since Halloween Ends, honestly, it's kind of comparable to Halloween Ends.
Don't say that.
Which shocked me because I mean, I'll get into my 28 years later thoughts later because it's later on my list, but I didn't expect it to be a super divisive movie, and it's definitely turned out to be.
I don't know what it was though. Was it just the last 10 minutes of the movie that people don't like and they're like, oh, this movie sucks?
It's that, and the other criticism I hear a lot is that it focuses too much on human drama and not on like zombie carnage, and I'm just never going to agree with that kind of opinion. Like, because I loved all the drama and I thought it was very heartfelt and interesting. I liked that it was really like a coming of age movie first, but with a zombie apocalypse in the
Yeah.
backdrop. And then people had some like logic errors, and like some of them I'm like, yeah, I can see that doesn't totally make sense. And some of them I think maybe people weren't paying total attention. But yeah, it's boy, I've seen so much hate for this movie, and it was really shocking to me.
It's hey, but I don't. It's still 88% from the critics. That's super high. These they always say
Mhm.
horror movies don't do too well, but all the ones on my list I got down
Not
here are
anymore.
really good, except for one. One of them's
Yeah,
bad.
the days of critics being biased against horror movies
It's
are
over.
long gone. Like that's like the 80s, probably the 90s. Now horror movies are very successful with critics. Still, there's a bias against horror movies with awards season for
Oh
whatever
yeah.
reason. It's not broken through that, but they're generally well reviewed.
Did this movie get hate because there was a gigantic male appendage in a lot of the scenes in this movie? Is that why it was criticized?
I've heard that a lot. You know what's funny is like I never really thought about that. Like, it's not like I'm not like trying to sound like I'm the straightest guy in the world,
Hey,
but
where's
like
it
I
at?
was not thinking about the dicks when I was watching it. Like, I was just like, yeah, they're naked because they're feral animals, and of course they're not going to keep their clothes on.
Yeah.
So I didn't really think about it. And then like every letterbox review now is about the
Dong.
dicks, and I'm like, oh boy, people are real focused on these.
That's what it said. They make all those memes about I went to this movie for the plot, and it was just that guy's fucking 28-inch penis.
It's a
That-
fake penis though,
I would hope
because
so.
technically he was around a child actor, so that would be illegal. So it's all
Oh,
prosthetics.
okay. Wow. Enough about the 28 inches later talk. We're gonna move on until he brings it back up again shortly.
Yeah.
Your number 9.
Okay, so I feel like I've got a solid top 9. It was the number 10 where I was like, I hope you get kicked off soon. But my number 9 is Bring Her Back, which is interesting. Like, of all the movies that I was not expecting to be like not a divisive movie at all, that people just seem to be loving,
Mhm.
is Bring Her Back. Like, it's had so much positivity to it. But I wasn't sure how I felt about it right away because it is so disturbing and
Mhm.
disgusting and like really upsetting that like I was like almost like sickened while I was watching it. I went to see it with a buddy and we were like cowering in our seats and we were like giving each other therapy after the movie, like, oh my gosh, that scene was so crazy with the knife in the mouth. So it was like kind of fun on one level, but also I do, if I had to criticize the movie, I think they went too far on some things because it kind of blocked the emotion of it. Because it's
Mhm.
a very sad movie. And
It
I
is.
feel like I never had the chance to feel sad because I was just disgusted the whole time. But it's very, very well done. And the way it treats its occult themes are really interesting. And like it's a really interesting take on possession and resurrection and stuff.
Mhm.
And Sally Hawkins is phenomenal in it. It's just a movie that I will never watch again. I don't ever want to put myself through that again. But I'll probably never forget it.
Yeah. Oh god, I'm gonna talk about that in a second.
Mm.
Maxwell, hey guys, loving this. Huge horror fan myself. I also review horror movies. Keep it up. P.S. Just gave y'all a sub and dropped a like. Well, thank you, Maxwell. Appreciate that. Yeah, Bring Her Back. Did not make my list. I
Mm.
was not a
I don't
fan.
blame you.
Wasn't a
Yeah, I don't
fan.
blame you.
It wasn't. Once again, though, not it wasn't bad. It's not a bad horror movie. I just didn't enjoy it. And when I watch
No,
horror
I didn't
movies, I
enjoy it
want to
either.
enjoy it, and I did not. Unlike Talk to Me, I really, really enjoyed Talk to Me a lot.
I like
So
Talk to Me a lot more. Talk to Me is like it's scary, but it's
fun.
fun. Like
Yeah.
it's a fun movie to watch. And Bring Her Back is miserable. And honestly, Bring Her
Yeah.
Back was pretty low on my because I keep a ranking of like all the new horror movies I see all year. And I put Bring Her Back pretty low when I first saw it. And it's just the
Number.
more I think about it, the more I keep moving it up because I'm like, okay, I do respect it in a lot of ways, but it's a miserable time. Like, really just brutal.
Wow. Aaron Click and Killer Mel have it at number 1 so far.
Oh wow.
I can't get
Respect.
it. I can't get it there. I just can't.
It's for the people that have seen it, it seems to be very popular. Like I'm really seeing nothing but praise for it online.
Man, that kid, what was
But
he
I
like?
think a lot of people didn't see it. I think for understandable reasons.
Was he like chewing glass and shit? That kid was crazy. He was eating all kinds of stuff,
Oh man.
busting his teeth up.
When I was walking out of theater with my buddy, I was like, that kid is never gonna be okay. Never ever is that kid gonna live a happy life.
Oh god, that kid was terrifying. Just as no offense in his appearance. No offense
I
to
think
that kid.
I said in my review, that is the creepiest kid I've seen since Reagan in The Exorcist. Like,
I can
truly,
see that.
that is a terrifying child. So you gotta praise that.
Sorry, kid. We don't mean it. Yeah, my number nine's probably a hot take as well. I know a lot of people
Okay.
didn't like this movie. And it's a Netflix movie. I went with Prom Queen. I know it's nothing great. It's
Ooh.
boring as shit. But I a sucker for the 80s. I just can't help it. I like the 80s. I like the music. Probably if it didn't have all the good music in it, I probably wouldn't have liked it at all. But I love 80s music a lot, so that bumped it up. It only got a 27% on Rotten Tomatoes, so nobody liked that movie anyway. But and the thing of it is, am I gonna watch that movie again? Probably not. I'm not gonna watch it. It's gonna get knocked out here soon anyway, but it's there for now. It's a placeholder. I don't know. I had enough fun with it. I think the killer reveal was, I don't know, kind of random. Hey, it's your dad, and then, oh, sorry, shit, spoilers.
But whose dad? You'll have to find
Somebody,
out.
yeah, somebody's dad. And then they're like, oh no, but wait, there's more, and then yeah, there's another killer or two, and it's fine. I just the '80s aesthetic and the '80s music is probably the only reason it's on this list, to be honest. And
Sure.
I
I
and if it,
understand.
I've seen a lot of people either. This is another one. They either liked it or they hated it. There's really wasn't too much in between for it.
I put it very low on my ranking because I didn't think it was anything special, but I had a fine time watching it,
Hmm.
it's a generic slasher with 80s aesthetic, 80s music. So like, yeah, sure. Like I didn't hate it by any means. I just thought it was
Generic.
like pretty forgettable. And
Yeah.
I loved the Fear Street trilogy that came out a few years
Before.
ago,
Hmm.
and I didn't like this nearly as much. But yeah, it's fine. I do notice also whenever a
Uh oh.
movie has an 80s soundtrack, I always say like great soundtrack because I just like 80s music.
I know.
I'm with you there.
Me too. It just sucks me right in, even if the movie sucks. Which I mean,
Yeah.
it wasn't the greatest, but that's my number nine.
Cool.
Moving on to number eight.
Okay, my number 8 is Companion. And this is where the list is just like I'm a big fan of all of these movies. I think like there's 8 movies I'm a big fan of so far this year. And Companion was great. It's a movie that like I remember when it first came out, all of the discussion was about the spoiler in the trailer of the plot. And
Oh
I
yeah.
didn't even see that trailer. But when everybody was freaking out online about like, it gives away a big twist, I just thought about the twist and I thought about the title and I thought about the poster.
What do
And I
you
thought,
think it was gonna?
oh, I just thought, oh, it's probably this. And I went to see it and it was exactly that. I was like,
Hmm.
yeah, sure. And it didn't ruin my experience at all. I don't think it matters if you know that because it's revealed like 15 minutes in, and there's so many hints it drops even leading up to that.
Hmm.
But yeah, I thought it handled that premise, which I guess I'll dance around really well. I liked watching that premise with like tech that I recognize, with like, Jack Quaid using his phone. It looks like iPhone settings. I'm like, yeah, this all makes a lot of sense.
Hmm.
And it's just a fun movie. It's intense. I think Jack Quaid is like doing so good these days at playing like the douchebag nice guy. He does that a lot. He's great here. Sophie Thatcher's great. So yeah, I just had a great time with it.
Once again, another movie everybody loved, and I didn't like it.
You put it front and center on your thumbnail, so I was kind of expecting it to be
Hey,
your number one.
no, I don't. I didn't like. I didn't really like it. I like Jack Quaid a
Oh, okay.
lot, but I did not like him in this movie.
Well, you're not supposed to,
I know, but I wanted
technically.
to because then I watched Novocaine and I absolutely love him, and then this one I'm just like I hate you. And
I want to see Novocaine. I still haven't. It looks great.
it's my number one of the year overall. So just
Oh, that's awesome.
I loved it. And I'm picky, so it must be decently good. But I don't know. Maybe it's just the AI thing. I'm kind of just over it. But then again, I just talked how Megan 2.0 was good, so that kind of obliterates that point I made. But I don't
You
know.
got to be like one of the only people that likes Megan 2.0 better than Companion. That's a
I think
big
I
hot
do.
take.
That's a big one. I told you. My opinions are weird, but they're genuinely true. They're not. I'm not making any of that up.
Yeah,
Hello.
do you ever get people in your comments like accusing you of lying about your opinions? That drives me crazy. I get that a
Uh,
lot.
I get like I'm dumb and I need to stop mansplaining. I was like,
I'll take
wow.
I'm dumb. I would rather someone tell me I'm dumb than say you're lying that you liked that. I'm just like, Why? No studio is sending checks to my
I
channel
wish.
for saying things.
But then, yeah, why would you lie either one way or the other? Because then you're just eliminating the other half of the fans that either liked it or hated it. So, what point does it give you to lie?
Yeah. The only you could possibly accuse people of that if they are a movie commentator that lives in LA, because yes,
Oh,
they might be more likely to get special screening invites or fan
hmm.
invites if they're gonna just praise everything. But like, I'm in Missouri and not even in one of the big cities. Like, nobody cares.
That's what you talk about that a lot in your videos. How you're not the theaters aren't around you, aren't playing the movies that other people are getting. I'm the same way.
Not always.
I'm not
Sometimes
from
I
a
get
big
lucky.
city. I'm
I
not
have
from
a
a big
little
city, so I
indie
don't get them.
theater that used to get a lot of the indie horror movies, and it was
Hmm.
great. And then they changed programmers, and
Hmm.
now it feels like it's a theater for old ladies. And no respect to no disrespect to old ladies, especially those that are horror fans, but like they hardly show any horror movies anymore. It's a bummer.
Victoria Violet says, "Wait, was Death of a Unicorn from this year? What?
It was. I still haven't seen
Wow,
it.
wow, that's how much that movie did it mean to me that I didn't even know that. Yeah, I saw it. It was fine. Mm,
Mm.
that wasn't Paul Rudd's in it doing Paul Rudd things, and
I need to watch it with my wife because she loves Paul Rudd, and I think she likes that
Jen,
new girl that's in everything, Jenna Ortega.
Jenna
Yeah,
Ortega.
I need to watch that with her.
I forgot. So thank you for reminding me in the chat that Death of a Unicorn was this year because I did not remember. Uh,
I'm
that's how
sorry,
forgettable it
Mel.
was. What the hell are we on? Oh, wait, you gave your number 8. My
Yeah.
number 8, a movie I wanted to love. I wanted this to be so much higher. Dangerous Animals.
Oh man, I want to see that so bad, but I missed it in theaters. It was in my theaters briefly, and I'm
Mhm.
waiting for it on Shutter.
It's got an 85% on Rotten Tomatoes as well, so critics like it. I wanted to love it a lot more. I think that the main girl was fine, but I think she had so much Botox in her face that every emotion she was showing looked the same because her
Do you
face
remember
couldn't
the
change.
Botox joke in 28 Years Later? That was so funny.
That's that's what it looked like though. It looked like she couldn't move her face, and that was very distracting for me anyway. And I've heard other people that reviewed this movie say the same thing.
Hmm.
So it's there. A lot of people haven't seen it. Antonis, it is about sharks, but they're not the main villain. They're just doing what sharks do, eat stuff. The main villain is Jai Courtney, who's a serial killer that uses sharks as his mo, basically, in the killing. But the kills we do get are fine. There's some real sharks intertwined with CGI sharks, but the CGI in this movie is fantastic, so I definitely give it props for
Good.
that. Love the ocean atmosphere of this movie. Um, Honestly, it's just I just wanted more from it. I guess I was expecting something more, but it was overall a good enough time. The same guy that directed The Loved Ones, which I absolutely loved as
Mm.
well. So
And Devil's Candy. That's my favorite of
I didn't
his.
see that one. That's on the watch list. I haven't
Oh
seen that
yeah,
one.
it's great.
The Loved Ones was good. I watched. That was the first time watch preparing to watch this one, um, and then that was really good. I really enjoyed it. So I wanted this to be higher, but Dangerous Animals, number 8 for me.
All right, cool.
Number
I'm still looking forward
7.
to it. All right, my number 7 is Final Destination Bloodlines.
Okay.
Man, this is a fun franchise. Other than Part 4, which I kind of hate, it's like such
Yeah.
a consistent franchise. It's such a good formula. This one does a really great job with it, because I really like it's a great fresh idea, to make it about a person who survived the thing but then didn't die and keeps going and creates this whole new bloodline that now all these people weren't supposed to exist, so they're
Hmm.
all dying. That's just a great idea, a great way to like keep it fresh but keep the formula going. And this was just a total blast. Really liked the cast. Fantastic death scenes, and I a lot of my favorite horror movies of the year, I noticed, like, they're just fun, and this is just a really
Hmm.
fun movie. I had a great time in the theater. Great
Um,
time.
where do you? I don't. You might have made a video on your channel about this. I'm not sure. Where do you rank the newest one in your franchise ranking?
I've not done a video on that. I probably have to rewatch it. It's close to number one. I think I'd probably put the first one as still as my favorite,
Hmm.
partially just because of how much I love Devon Sawa in it. I just think he's like really over the top and weirdo Devon Sawa, and he's really, really fun to watch. And it's just great to watch, the original version that did it first.
Hmm.
But I'd probably put this one at number two, where number three used to be, because I do love three, but I think this one's just a little bit better. And the kills are just, this franchise tends to suffer from bad CGI
Yeah.
because of like the time frame when these movies came out, but this one doesn't have that problem, and the CGI
Mhm.
looks really good. And the opening is awesome. It's like this great little short film in and of itself with like great emotional weight to it.
Mhm.
And I just love the 60s period recreation of it. It might be my favorite opening of all of them. So good.
That's it's. I think I have this at number two myself. Actually, it's
Oh,
when
cool.
I had to watch it more than once. I watched it the first time. I was like, oh, that's cool. It's fine. I watched it a second time. Had a lot more fun with it the second time than I did the first time. So
Okay.
I definitely put it at number two. I'm not. We're gonna talk about that one in a little bit for me.
Cool.
Hey, Ladies Man 217. Do you have the glasses? I love your Transformers name. I appreciate that. That's a good name. Um, my number seven is yet again another movie I wanted to love more, but it was a fun enough time. Clown in a Cornfield is next
Mm.
for me. That as a 74% right now on Rotten Tomatoes. I wanted to love this movie way, 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 way more. But it just didn't. I mean, I guess the budget for it, I'm assuming, wasn't crazy out of this world, so I could see why. But the acting was good. I wanted more kills. I don't know what I was expecting. I didn't read the book, so I had no idea. Um, I didn't know. I don't want to spoil it in case anybody's seen the movie. I just didn't think the killer would be what they were, if that makes sense. I thought it was going to be something else. But overall, the clown action was good. It was. I don't know if it was. It wasn't a scary looking clown by any means, but creepy when it needed to be creepy. The kills we did get were pretty cool. All kinds of different weapons used, which is fantastic. The little like the farming town. Love that atmosphere. Had screaming like Children of the Corn vibes. I really liked it. The main final girl was good. Her relationship with her dad was good. The mayor, I can't think of his name right now, but the dude from Abigail. It was good to see him again.
Kevin
Overall,
Durant. Yeah.
yes. Overall, it was a fun enough time. I don't know. I wanted a little bit more out of it personally.
Yeah, I saw it. I was super excited for it because I actually did read the book, and
Hmm.
I like the book, but I remember reading the book thinking this might make a better movie than a book, because I'm not totally sold on how well the slasher genre works in book form, because so much of it relies on visual kills and you don't
Hmm.
really get that in a book. But I was super excited to see it made into a movie. And it kind of disappointed me, but I think my expectations were unrealistic. It's just that in the book, like all the characters, all the emotion and the drama is all so much deeper. And it's not a
Yeah.
deep book, but
Hmm.
there's just so much more there. And then when I saw the movie, like everything is way more shallow, but it's a
Hmm.
90-minute slasher. So of course it's going
Has
to
to
be.
be. Hmm.
Now that we're talking about it, I almost think maybe it should be my number 10, because I think I'll probably rewatch it before I'd rewatch Hell of a Summer. Because
I agree.
I love the atmosphere of it. I think it captures the look of the book's feel
Hmm.
perfectly. It has really good kills. I think I probably put Hell of a Summer at 10 because it didn't disappoint me at all, because I wasn't
You
expecting
did.
anything.
That makes
And this
sense.
one disappointed me a little bit, but it still did a pretty good job with what it was supposed to do. So I
Hmm.
bet if I rewatched it, knowing
You'd
what it
like it
is,
more.
I'd probably like it more.
I've only seen it once myself. I maybe if I would watch it again, it might jump up a space or two for me personally as well. I bought the steel book, so whenever that comes, I will
Oh, cool.
give it a rewatch for sure. A lot of love in the Clown in the Cornfield is an awesome movie. I enjoyed
Cool.
Clown in the Cornfield. The first half was not as good, but the second half was better. Vanderhoff, I enjoyed the Clown in the Cornfield. It was a fun popcorn slasher. That's basically all it was. Fun popcorn slasher.
For
Uh,
sure.
Here we go. Let me see this one. Got a little ranking here. Here we go. For slashing movies this year, Until Dawn, then Clown in a Cornfield, then Hard Eyes. I liked all three, but Until Dawn was the best.
I still haven't seen Until Dawn. I heard a lot of bad things about it.
I saw it and I don't remember any of it, to be honest. People either really liked it or didn't care, and
I thought you
I
were gonna
didn't.
be like, wait for my number one. Hold on.
No, I didn't like. It was fine. Cabin in the Woods, but just with a bunch of shit. I don't know. I didn't play the game either, so I really didn't know what it was.
I
Um,
haven't either.
so it was fine. It was fine. That seems to be the trend on this channel for me most of the time. A movie's just fine, and every movie that people get 5 stars, I'm like, it was okay. I'm not gonna watch it again, but it's fine.
Mm.
It's just the way it is. I haven't seen the movie. Everybody else has probably, but I haven't seen the movie yet. That I'm just like, that's the one right there. And that is the best movie of the year. I know a lot of
Sure.
people. I know what movie people say, and you didn't talk about it yet, and I know it's there. But I just didn't get there yet. I'm hoping it comes with the second half of the year. Your number 6.
My number 6, following Final Destination Bloodlines, is the other kind of Final Destination movie from this year, which is The Monkey. Man, I just loved The Monkey. It's just so fun. It's directed by Oz Perkins, which is really weird because he tends to
Yeah.
direct very slow, dread-inducing films, and this is much more of a comedy. It's almost a little bit absurd. It's very tonally inconsistent because it's got some serious dramatic stuff and then just completely absurd weirdo stuff in there. What it reminded me of a little bit is the tone of Cabin Fever. Because
Okay.
Eli Roth talks about with Cabin Fever that he purposefully threw just weird off the wall stuff in there just to be fun for a midnight audience, like pancakes. So like he knew it didn't make sense, but he didn't care. He just wanted people to have fun with it. And The Monkey kind of feels like that because there's all this just bizarre stuff that pops up, and I'm like, what is this? But I thought it made for like a really good midnight movie kind of thing. Loved the gore and the kills. I thought they were spectacular. Really liked Theo James in his dual role as the twins. This is another one actor playing twins movie from this year. It's not the only one. I haven't read the Stephen King story. I'm kind of curious too, because I'm like, how much of this strange stuff came out of that? But also, it's directed by Oz Perkins. He's a brilliant director, so it looks phenomenal, and it just feels like this great film while being just this weirdo midnight movie. And I kind of loved it. I think it's awesome.
Another movie I wanted to love and it didn't make this list. I walked out of The Monkey and was like, I don't want to watch that again. Being honest, I loved Longlegs. That was last year. So that was my second movie of the year last year. I love Longlegs so much.
Yeah.
This one was not Longlegs.
No,
by
he's doing
any
something
means.
dramatically different.
Like when I left Longlegs, my wife was like, "That movie sucked." I was like, "What?" I was like, "I feel so weird in my stomach right now," and it was there the entire movie.
Longlegs is a movie that I always get a lot of hate in the comments every time I praise it. A lot of people hate Longlegs. I don't
It was so
get it.
creepy.
Yeah, it's super creepy.
I mean, Nicolas Cage is in it, and he's awesome as always. So, I mean, that's a bonus. Obviously, the acting was good, and the monkey, Rowan Campbell, nice to see him. Halloween Ends, let's go.
I'm so excited to see him in Silent Night, Deadly Night remake. That's perfect casting.
Hey, a lot of people didn't like him. Well, no, he was a bright spot in Halloween Ends for a lot of people, but he killed people pretty good. So I can't wait to see what he can do. Thank you. Do you like Halloween Ends, or is it just?
I do like Halloween Ends.
Thank you.
I mean, I think it's kind of a mess, but it's really interesting. And I was just, I'm not a Halloween Kills fan. I was kind of bored with it because it didn't really feel like it had a story. And when I saw Halloween Ends, I was just so relieved that like, oh, there's a plot. Like there's stuff going on in this movie that I can follow, and that's interesting because the marketing sold it as just Michael Myers and Laurie Strode fight for 2 hours. And I was like, that sounds terrible. Watching these 70-year-olds fight for 2 hours. I don't want to watch that. But I feel like I'm being very ageist on here. I don't know what's wrong with me.
You don't like old ladies fighting old men.
Yeah, it's
ridiculous.
It's terrible. I don't know what's wrong with me. But it turned out to be this like Christine remake. And I was like, this is cool. This is interesting.
Yeah, it's another hot take for me. It's my second movie ranked in the Halloween franchise. So just saying.
Wow.
I love it. I find
Yeah,
myself
it's
rewatching that
good.
one more than other ones, to be honest.
Do you ever watch kind of a YouTuber friend of mine is Evan from Rockland Graves. Do you ever
Okay.
watch his video essay on Halloween Ends?
I think I did just because I love Halloween Ends so much.
Yeah, it's spectacular. It really breaks down like what makes that movie actually really good.
It's I know people wanted to, like you said, they wanted Michael versus Laurie fighting each other for an hour and 40 minutes.
Yeah, but I'd be
I,
like, do you want that? Do you
I've already
really
seen it
want that?
a bunch of times.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
it was good. They tacked it on at the end of the movie. You got 8 minutes of it. There you go. That's all you get.
Yeah.
Worked for me. I liked it. Got a lot of hate for that, like in that movie as well. Halloween fans. I'm not a Halloween fan because I liked Halloween Ends. Got that a lot, so that's fine. It
Of
is what it is.
course. The
Yeah.
gatekeeping.
Oh God. Uh, coming off another hot take. Really hot take. Nobody likes this movie, I don't think. Up next, number 6 for me, I got The Woman in the Yard. I know, yell, throw some
Mm.
tomatoes. I get it. I didn't expect to like it at all, but maybe that's why I did. I had no expectations. I didn't see it till way later after it came out because I had no rush to see it. But it's got a 40% on Rotten Tomatoes, so critics didn't like it either. I don't know. I just thought it was a very interesting story and an interesting take on grief and, just I don't know, depression is basically what the movie was about for the most part. Could they have done more? Yes, but for a PG-13 movie, which I usually don't like at all, and being a Blumhouse movie, which everyone Blumhouse, we get it. They make shit movies. I get it. I
They make some
I don't
good
know.
movies too.
They really do. I just think people just aim to the bad ones and then they overshadow the good ones. Black Phone. Black
Yeah,
Phone's
kind
good.
of. I imagine it like people back in the '80s being like, every canon movie is terrible, but like today, we like canon movies. You know, they're fun. They're cheap B movies.
Yeah, it was good. It was good for what it was. It was obviously didn't have a crazy budget. It was a simple story, but I don't know. It worked for me. I liked it, and I deal. Obviously, there's people in my life that have depression and them kind of problems, so I get it. Maybe that's another reason I connected to it a little bit more than other people. I'm around that kind of stuff and been through loss and tragedies like that. So I don't know. I didn't hate it. I know a lot of people think it's garbage and shit, but I had a decent enough time with it. So
I
number
haven't
6
seen it yet. I want to. I thought the poster was really, really cool. I just
Mhm.
saw a poster. I was like, I want to see that movie. Still haven't. You know who else loved that movie was Lee from Drum Dums.
Yeah.
Yeah, his review like really was like made me like I got to check this movie out, but I still haven't. I'll get to it.
Usually me and him don't agree a lot of the times, but that was a movie that he said he liked. And I was like, okay, I want to check that out. And I was like, it was pretty decent. It was a good enough
Hmm.
time. I liked it. So Woman in the Yard. If it's shit, it's fine. But I liked it. So good enough. I didn't see any hate in the chat for it, so that's a good sign. I see a
Yeah.
lot of love for Hard Eyes, which is making me happy. Break it into the top 5. Let's see. Let's see how crazy we can get. Number 5.
Okay. My number 5 is The Ugly Stepsister,
Oh,
which went to Shudder. It's like a Norwegian movie, I believe.
yep.
But it's essentially a horror version of the fairy tale Cinderella. It really commits to like the old school traditional fairy tale kind of feeling and aesthetic. And for a long time, it kind of just plays like a slightly darker version
Mhm.
of Cinderella, just from one of the stepsisters' perspectives instead. Um, so I was kind of wondering like how horror is it gonna get, even though I was enjoying it throughout. But by the third act, it is so disgusting.
It
Like it
is.
is a repulsive body horror movie. Like man, it just grossed me out in a really, really great way. So it's like very beautifully made.
Mhm.
I like fairy tale kind of aesthetic, and I like a lot of fairy tale movies. I did a video on my channel recently of fairy tale horror movies.
I watched
And
it.
this one definitely made it. But it really delivers as horror by the end, and I think it's fantastic.
Speaking of which, my number 5 is The Ugly Stepsister as
Look at
well.
that.
96% on Rotten Tomatoes, and this was.
Cool.
I'm not even going to try to say the director's name, but this was her debut film. So, if this is what she did in her debut, I mean, the sky's the limit. Just saying.
Yeah.
Um, I'm not really a foreign film kind of guy, but I saw everybody talking about it, and I was like, I gotta watch it. It was really good for all these fairy tales, Winnie the Poohs and Bambi's and all that shit. This is the best one. I would say. Um, it's not.
I didn't
It's
even think to put it in the category of like Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, but yeah, you could technically.
which I know you're not a fan of those movies. But
I never actually finished the first one. Like I started it and I was like, oof,
it's more funny than
I don't want to do this.
anything else.
And I watched the second one in entirety, and yeah, it didn't do much for me. But I actually do want to see Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare, but I still haven't. I missed it.
I've seen that one as well. That one is a lot more twisted than the Winnie the Pooh ones for sure.
Is it any
It,
good?
I gave it like a 2.5 out of 5. It was fine.
Okay. All right.
The one killing it's pretty goes like some Terrifier level shit.
Oh
Um,
wow.
but
Okay.
other than that, it's kind of like more of like cat and mouse kind of trying to find the kid after a while. It's fine. I actually liked Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey too. Not like a crazy amount, but I had a good enough time
Mhm.
with it. It was stupid fun for sure. Hey, Bambi's coming out if you're interested in seeing a deer kill some people. That's coming out soon, so that's gonna
I
pass
can't
this.
imagine how that's gonna work. The Killer Deer movie.
Oh no! Like, just shoot it. It's a deer. Um, that's coming out soon.
Scariest thing is if a tick comes off of it and comes and gives you Lyme
Then
disease.
you're screwed forever.
Yeah.
Um, but the ugly stepsister was great, especially the gore scenes when she. I don't know if anybody. I don't want to spoil it, but she chops off some stuff and it's pretty gross.
Mhm.
Rearranges like her face, and she wasn't that ugly to begin with. I was a little confused, but she was fine.
No. Yeah, I was like, you don't need to like honestly, like get a different hairstyle
Yeah,
and you'll be fine.
she wasn't that
That's really all
ugly.
you need. Like the hair is bad. Fix the hair, you'll be good.
And then the mom, and she's doing some nasty stuff over here, and I'm like, what do you do? She's having sex with people? It's a
Ooh,
weird movie.
yeah.
It's
Evil,
weird.
evil stepmother for sure. They don't shy
Yeah,
away from
she's
that
doing
part
some
of the
stuff.
story.
Cinderella's in it. Just a twisted Cinderella story. It was good. It was good for sure. I don't think it's gonna stay number 5 on my list as the year goes, but it maybe make the top 10 for the whole year.
I hope not.
But we agreed on one so far out of the 6 we did. So good
Yeah.
for us. Um. All right, man. Number 4.
Oh yeah, we're back around to me. My number 4 is the one everybody's praising in the chat is Hard Eyes. Um,
Hey.
that is a blast of a movie. It really impressed me when I first saw it because for a while I felt like I think much because of Marvel, romance is really disappearing from movies.
Mhm.
Whereas like you whenever you would go see a movie, there's pretty much always a romance in it, and that's kind of gone now, was gone. And then Hard Eyes is just like very unapologetically a
Mhm.
rom-com, and it does not shy away from that at all. And it like has all the rom-com tropes and everything. And I was just kind of impressed by the ballsiness of that because it's totally committed to that, but then it's also legit grisly slasher movie with really good kills. And I love the main characters, those two lead performances. I will say I just rewatched it because I showed it to my wife. It's the only horror movie from this year I have rewatched. And I think the third
Mm.
act with the killer reveal is just not great. And I think it stood out to me a little bit more on a rewatch. Um, but again, like that's a problem with a lot of movies like this. I kind of wish it didn't feel like a Scream kind of movie. And I
Yeah.
kind of wish Hard Eyes was just Hard Eyes, like he was Michael
Mhm.
Myers. I almost don't even want him to get unmasked. I just want him to be a supernatural killer.
Can-
But it's a Scream kind of thing. That's okay. Otherwise, I loved it. I think it's great.
Um, we're not gonna talk about that one right now. I'll save
Okay.
it.
We'll table it.
Okay. This may have to. This may be hot take right here. I'm sorry, guys. Most people's number 1. I have it number 4. I'm talking Sinners.
It's in your top 5. I got no problem with that.
97% on Rotten Tomatoes. I think for me, I'm not a huge fan of like 2-hour plus movies. It's just I don't know. It's
You
ADHD
got 4
thing or
kids,
whatever.
dude. You don't have time for that.
I ain't got time. I got to split it up into sections when I watch those kind of long movies at
I'm
home.
sure.
I it was because that's where I watched it on Max. So we watched half of it one day, picked up the next, watched the other half. I, it was good. The acting was fantastic. Michael B. Jordan was amazing. Haley Steinfeld, mwah, chef's kiss. She's beautiful. Um, Congratulations, getting married, Josh Allen. Good for you. It's I know I like Black Panther way more than this one, but just saying. But it was good. It was fine. I wanted more
Okay, but where do
vampire
you rank
action.
Creed
I know a
with
lot of.
those?
I've
Oh,
never seen
Creed
Creed.
rules. It's so good.
Never seen Creed, but Black Panther I gave a 5 out of 5 because
That's
I
really
loved
good.
it so much. Because it wasn't a typical superhero movie. It was, but it wasn't at the same time. Michael B. Jordan is a star for sure. He should be in a lot
Yeah,
more
he's
shit, in
awesome.
my opinion, even more than he already is. Um, I just the vampire action was cool. I like the Irish guy, the Irish obviously main vampire guy. He was entertaining enough. I like his singing. Um, I don't know. I needed more vampire stuff. I'm being honest. You only got about 30 minutes of vampire stuff. I needed way more than that. Um, and opposite of you, you like stories and stuff, and I'm just like just kill some people with vampire stuff.
I like
So
stories.
it,
Stories are
it
cool.
was you do you like a story. I like more of just kill somebody and suck their blood out. But it was good for what it was. I'm sorry I don't have it number one. Everybody who loves it very very much, but it made top
Yeah.
five. So
It's
there you go.
interesting that like you seemed more positive about Ugly Stepsister, but you put it below Sinners. I guess it's just because of like expectations and hype.
I think. Well, also I had to read,
Oh, there you go.
so I don't want to read.
No reading required with
I
Sinners.
don't want to read the subtitles anymore. So, but yeah, Sinners was good. If I'd rewatch one or the other, I'd probably honestly rewatch Sinners over
That
the
makes
Ugly
sense.
Stepsister. So, music was good. The songs
Yeah.
were good, catchy. But just didn't do it. I don't know. Maybe I was over. People hyped it up so much. Maybe I just thought it was going to be amazing, and I just didn't connect with it like other people, and that's fine. Um, it's fine. I know where it's going to be for you. I think already, but we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. Number 3 for
I think
you.
number 3 is my biggest hot take. I might love this movie more than anyone else on earth, and that is The Gorge,
Oh,
which went straight to
yep,
Apple
you do.
Plus, and I checked it out, and man, I just loved it. And it seems like nobody else did. But it isn't a pure horror movie. I will say that it's very much a blend of horror and action and sci-fi. I thought it was a really interesting sci-fi science fiction idea. By the way, it's Scott Derrickson, so shout out to him with Black Phone 2. Interesting
Hell yeah.
sci-fi idea about these two people who have to guard a gorge. It's another romance movie, so romance just seems to be coming back in movies. I will say I am a like stupid fanboy for Anya Taylor-Joy. I just like
You're not
really
alone.
love Anya Taylor-Joy, and she's very
hmm
very beautiful in this movie. And I thought
hmm
Miles Teller was really good. I really cared about him, and they had a great dynamic, and I enjoyed their romance. And then when they got to go down into the gorge, I thought it was awesome. Like I thought the production design of it was so cool. I thought the monsters looked so cool. I will say I liked the idea that it was hell. And when they gave another explanation, I was like, I
Yeah.
kind of wish it was just hell, but I get it. It's a lot like a certain Natalie Portman movie that came out a few years ago, but it does a good job at it. And I thought it was really beautiful down there.
Mhm.
And then it just ends with just a balls out action packed third act that I thought was really good. I think my only big problem with it is there was a lot about the Sigourney Weaver character I just did not buy.
Yeah. Force fit
Yeah, I
in
was like,
there.
this character would not go there. Like she would send minions. Like there's no way she's going. But other than that, loved the movie. I thought it was great. But I understand most people don't think so.
No, I didn't think it was bad. It was entertaining enough, and like you said, Anya Taylor Joy is worth watching it at just because she's in it. So, um, it was fine. I mean, I know you love your monster movies and
I
stuff
do.
too, so I'm sure it didn't help. It helped a lot that they had a lot of monsters and shit down in the gorge itself. It was an interesting story, something different. I just maybe thought, I don't know, a little more
I will say a
carnage,
friend of mine
maybe.
said
But
I'm not a video game guy at all, but a friend of mine is, and he said he thought The Gorge was the best live action Resident Evil movie. And it like delivered more on the Resident Evil games than any of the movies ever had. I thought that was interesting.
that's crazy. I don't play games either, but I could see that. I could see that. Blu-ray says the gorge was messy, but I really
Cool.
enjoyed it. Vanderhoff said the gorge
Yeah,
was pretty
dude.
awesome. He's seen it twice. I did see a comment in here about Sinners, which I appreciated. I feel like I'm on an island despite having huge expectations. I was completely underwhelmed and unimpressed by Sinners. Well, at least there's somebody else that kind of agrees. Thank you. Um, okay. My number three is a movie you already talked about. Final Destination
Nice.
Bloodlines. Like I said, after first watch, it wasn't very high. I was like, it's just another one. It's fine. Second watch, really, really enjoyed it a lot more. Premonition scene for me, though, unlike you, I don't
Oh,
particularly care
okay.
for it. Um, I much prefer part twos with the
That is
log
real
truck,
good.
obviously, like a lot of people do. It's just like it's just not a situation I'd find myself in. That's probably a reason that I don't really like it that much. I'm not going to be in a high tower with a glass floor. I'm not going to do that. I'm going on vacation next week, and the place I'm going has one of those things, and I'm not going to go in it. I'm not going to do that. I seen Final Destination. I'm not going to do that. Just like if there's a log truck, you get out of the way. It's just you
I
don't do
wouldn't
it.
do it either.
Um,
I used to work in a building. It was like an 8-floor building, and the whole middle of it was all hollow. So it was like all the offices were all around the edges. So you come out, you just look
ooh.
down, you're looking 8 floors down. And I never really had a fear of heights before that, but working that building kind of gave me a fear of heights.
Yeah, I wouldn't look over. I'm super crazily
Yeah.
afraid of heights. So I wouldn't go in there. It was good. It got a 93% on Rotten
Wow,
Tomatoes,
I
so
didn't know
people
that.
love it.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's crazy high. Um, it was good though. The kills were cool. The whole scene where they're out having like a party on the patio with
Oh,
the
I
drinks
love that
flowing
scene.
and the
I want that
trampoline.
backyard. I want to
That's
buy
a
that
great
house.
scene. It's making drinks, and then so many fake outs. Like they got the glass and uh,
Yeah.
uh, and then you think somebody got it, and they're like, nope, they're just joking. And then what finally does happen is hilarious, even though it's not supposed to be funny, but it is
The
funny.
glass the
The
glass
MRI
breaking thing
machine,
drove me crazy because I also used to work in a bar. I was a bartender, and I know that like if you break a glass, all the ice is gone.
you
You cannot keep
gotta
that
go.
ice. That is crazy.
Antonis' favorite kill was the garbage truck kill. I heard a lot of
Oh,
people say
yeah,
that's
you
their
got a nice
favorite. It's
Hard Eyes gave us
it
a
was
nice head squish too. It's been a good year for head
yeah,
squishing.
it did. Oh, Hard Eyes, huh? I don't know about that movie. I didn't talk about that one yet. It's not on my list. I don't like that movie at all. Yeah, number three, Final Destination, a great addition to the franchise. I wish just at the end they'd stop. A lot of people love those. I wish they'd stop doing that. Like, oh, they lived, and then I'm just kidding, they're dead.
It's tradition.
At some point, somebody got to live. At some point, you can't just do that all the time. It made so much money. Clearly, gonna make a seventh one. I think it's already like pre-production or whatever. Um, this franchise will probably never die as long as it keeps making money. So, yep, that's where I got Final Destination number three.
Cool.
Number two, my
My number
man.
2 is 28 years later. Um,
20,
another
which is
movie I seem to like a lot more than a lot of other people. So
mhm,
briefly, my history with the franchise, I love the first one. I think it's phenomenal. I actually watched the second one preparing for this one, and I didn't really like it that much. I just thought it was very slight and it never really went anywhere very interesting for me. And then I saw this
mhm.
one and it just like knocked my socks off. Like I thought it was incredibly intense. Like there are several scenes where like people are on the run from zombies. I know the infected. Um, and I, like I just thought it was nail biting intensity. I thought it looked so beautiful, and I just loved how they created this post-apocalyptic world, kind of going back to medieval times, and it almost feels like a Middle Ages village.
Mhm.
So I love the aesthetic of it. It's the first time I've loved Aaron Taylor Johnson in a movie. I thought he was like so great here.
There
Everybody
you
was, but
go.
my for me the standout person was Ralph Fiennes, I believe is how you say his name, Rafe Fiennes. Um, Man, I thought his character was
Mhm.
fascinating, and I wanted to know more about him, and I hope we get to know more in a sequel. And I just
Mhm.
loved that it was like this coming of age movie with zombie apocalypse as the backdrop, and I thought the zombie stuff was great. A lot of people criticized that also that it just feels like a setup movie. I just don't think so. It has dangling threads that obviously will get picked up in a sequel, but for me, like the emotional
Yeah.
arc of it was very much complete. And I thought the stuff between him and his mother was really beautiful and like really, really well done. But funny thing is, I went to see it with a few people, and when we all went out, I was the only one who loved it. And like everyone else was like nitpicking and criticized, blah, blah, blah. And I was like very surprised because I thought it was a pretty incredible movie. But a lot of people don't think so. But I really really love it.
When's the what? The next one comes out in what? In like
Something like
six
that. It's
months
next year
or
at
something
some point.
already? The
Yeah.
Bone Temple, obviously. Maybe once that one comes out, people will appreciate this
Could
one
be, or it
more.
could
The
get
same
worse. You
kind
know,
of.
who knows?
That could get worse. I don't. All I saw was people comparing those last guys to the Power Rangers, and I was kind of confused. I was like,
Yeah.
why are they the
Okay.
Power Rangers? Because there's
The
five of
very
them.
ending, I totally acknowledge it's super weird and it's a tonal swerve. I thought of it the same way as an end credit scene. I know it's technically not. I actually think they would have been a lot
Hmm.
smarter to put it as an end credit scene. I
Put
think
it
it would
in.
have avoided a lot of
Hmm.
grief. But that's basically how I think of it. So like it doesn't ruin the movie for me. I'm just like, that's a weird thing. Let's see what happens with the sequel. Also, it's also Jack O'Connell as the
Yeah.
lead. So he's leading evil creatures in horror movies a
uh,
lot this year.
I don't. And that part came up. I was like, what the hell are these? What are they doing? What were their names?
I don't remember.
What? They
The
had a
main
name, but
guy is
I can't think of what the
Jimmy,
name
and
of them
apparently
was.
he's a reference to some like famous British killer or something like that. So from what I hear,
Oh.
people in the UK understand the ending much more. There are a lot of videos that
Oh.
have been made
Okay.
about it. I haven't watched any of them yet. I probably should because I am curious.
Hmm. That makes sense. Okay. My number two is a movie that I don't hear anybody talk about. I know you've talked about it, and the Rad Pack has talked about it. I had no idea what it was. Watched it. I'm going to use your references. It knocked my socks off. I'm just saying. Number two,
All right,
Marshmallow.
cool.
Um, I know a lot of people probably have no idea what this movie even is. I didn't, but it was. I had no expectations, but it just blew whatever the zero expectations I had out of the water. You think it's one thing, it shifts gears, and it's something totally different, very unique. Um, it's a camp slasher, but is it really? Not really. But um, it's just and the kid actors, they're literally just kids at a camp, and for being young kids, I thought they were fantastic. I thought they were great. The main, I don't even know if they're villains because they're really not villains technically, I guess. Um, it's just a very unique story that you have to watch. You have to kill it. See, I said Marshmallow and Kill a Mel pop right back
I
in.
watched
He
this
knows
movie
what's up.
sitting next to
Um,
Mel.
I
My
saw
claim to
that.
fame.
It was so good. Love the camp atmosphere. I mean, the look of the. I can't even. Is it a? You've seen it? Is it? He's not really a
No,
killer, is he? Or is he?
I it really gets sold as a slasher, and I understand why. And also,
Yeah.
so I was actually at the world premiere of this, which was very cool. I almost never get to say that, but I was with actually the Rad Pack. And people came out and said like they introduced it as a slasher and they said, oh, the marshmallow killer is outside. You can go get your picture with him. I was like, cool, the marshmallow killer. That sounds
Mhm.
great. And at no point in the movie does the marshmallow killer ever come up. It's like a mad scientist kind of thing. And it's
Uh huh.
and a lot of time while I was watching the movie, I was like, why are there no kills? Why is there no gore? And that gets explained because it's not really slasher. It is much more of a mad scientist movie. But it works as that,
Hmm.
and it is a good time. I really enjoyed it.
I think. Well, I know it isn't on streaming. People just haven't been able to see it, which is the
Yeah, it's a
problem.
very small
Um,
movie, so I think it's getting a slower release. I'm gonna check if I can find it on
it's
streaming.
I th- I thought it was available, but I
I
could be
thought it was
wrong.
too.
But it was
Maybe he's in a different country.
because I thought I searched for it on Prime. I thought I searched for it on Prime and it was there. I could maybe it wasn't though.
Yeah, it's streaming. You can
Marshmallow
rent it
movie.
pretty much everywhere for $5.99.
It got it's 91% on Rotten Tomatoes for a movie with a low budget with
Cool.
no big name actors whatsoever. And then you get to the end, you think it wrapped up, and then it goes another direction, kind of like I don't know, like it goes like a 28 years later kind of vibe at the end of the movie, 28 weeks or whatever. That's where it went from a slasher to a mad scientist movie to what appears to I doubt they're going to make another one. They might maybe to like a zombie infested movie. So wide range. For being a movie I've never heard of, it really did stick with
Cool.
me for sure. And I don't think it's, well, obviously, if it ain't streaming, it ain't available to buy anywhere. So once it's available to ever buy, I'd love to grab a copy of it to add to the collection for sure.
Yeah, I'm really glad it resonated with you that
Uh,
much. That's awesome.
and yeah, I don't even know why I'm going to ask you because I already know what it is. But your number one movie so far of
Okay, you say
2025.
it. Tell me, what's my favorite? It is
It's
Sinners. I'm one of
Sinners.
those stupid, annoying
Oh
fanboys
my
for
gosh.
Sinners. I think it's awesome. Yeah, I went to see it with very high expectations because I started hearing all these great things. So I was like, okay, cool, and it met all of my expectations. But it's very much a movie that like I'm kind of predisposed to love because I love period pieces. It's very very good about that. It takes place in Mississippi in the 1930s. It's I love getting the chance to see a horror movie that feels like this big budget production because you don't get that a lot, and this really feels like that. It
Mhm.
is big, grand scope, beautifully made. I love pretty much old music in general, but I love old blues music, and this movie is really, really just gorgeous music all throughout. I think the best thing in the movie is this one musical sequence that kind of turns into a bit of a fantasy sequence in like the first half that is just amazing. I think Michael B. Jordan's one of our great movie stars right now, and I think there's not enough great movie stars today, but I think he's one of them. And
Mhm.
he makes these two characters like so distinct and like they're such rich characters separately. Everyone in it is awesome. And one praise I will say is like, yeah, the first hour pretty much has no vampires, and it's pretty much the second hour that's the vampires. But I was
Mhm.
never wishing for the vampires to show up. Like I never thought about it. Like I was just loving watching the movie all the way. And then when the vampires show up, I'm like, great. Thought the vampires very well done. I like that they went with a lot of the very traditional lore, like around have to be invited in. They
Yes.
did a lot of cool things with that. Um, Once you get the carnage, it's great, and it has an awesome end credit or mid credit scene too that like really like kind of enriches the movie even more. Big fan of it. I think it's awesome.
I knew it. I already knew it anyway because I watched your
Yeah,
ranking you
there you
did.
go.
So I spoiled myself by watching your videos. You ruined everything. See what you did. Um, yeah, it was good though. I mean, I see why people really do like it, and obviously watching your channel, I know you love period pieces, so I figured you'd dig
Yeah,
the shit out of it for sure. So, um, yeah, it's good. It's good. It's just not my kind of thing, but that's fine. Every it's all right because my number one's not everybody's thing either. Even though I did see a lot of love in the chat for it. Movie I know I didn't talk about yet. It was on your list already. Hard
nice.
Eyes. I know it's not the greatest movie of all time, but I loved it. I loved it. The romantic comedy horror movie. I was like, I don't know, but it worked. It
Yeah,
worked really well. The only downfall, like you said, which I think I gave it 4 out of 5.
I
I
did
think it
too.
could have been even higher. Third act killer reveal. Uh, okay, it's fine, I guess. Um, as like you, I was hoping either a they didn't show us who Hard Eyes was, so we could get another one, which we still could. I mean, it didn't make bank at the box office, but
It
it
did
definitely
good.
made a
It did good
profit at
enough, I
least.
think.
Uh, um, so we could have went that way, like a Michael Myers type of deal. We don't ever know who he is, or we don't know who it is till the second or third movie. Or I don't know, just give us entirely different killers that were under their masks, I guess. Because the one guy we only met for 2 minutes, about I'm the IT guy. Like, okay, cool, that's great. Um, why are you working at this police station in the middle of the night?
So he can
That's
hit on
fine.
girls. That's
Um,
why.
he's like, hey, you want to go on a date? She's like, fuck you. No, we're not gonna do that. Um, Olivia Holt in don't say Mason Gooding, absolutely fantastic. I thought the
Me
chemistry
too.
was great. I heard a lot of people say that it wasn't. I thought they connected amazingly, in my opinion. And Mason Gooding, he's an up and coming star for
Yes.
sure. I think he's gonna get a lot more roles because obviously his dad's Cuba, so obviously he's gonna get some things. But he's good in his own right. In the Scream movies, in this one, he was in Y2K.
Oh,
Is
I
that what the
never
movie's
saw
called?
that. I didn't know he was in it.
I think. I think he was in that. He's in there for like 15, 20 minutes or so. But anytime he's on screen, he just draws your attention. Even if you are 100% straight man, you're going to look at Mason Gooding.
That's
That's a
right.
man right there. I like that guy. Thank you. Olivia Holt, beautiful. Don't mind watching her in this movie either. Opening, you got the love music playing, and they're
So
taking
funny.
wedding photo. But boom, it's on right from the beginning, and I loved it. The look of the killer is fantastic. I think maybe if they would have went a little differently with the third act, might have been iconic, but I think it kind of shot itself in the foot maybe with that, unfortunately. I didn't see any masks out for Trick or Treat Studios for this movie yet or anything, so I mean,
We
I'd love to
should.
get one.
Yeah,
It
I
looks
think he's
fantastic.
like the best looking new slasher we've had in a long time. Phenomenal design.
Because I mean, what we had, what John
He's
Carver, we
good.
had him, but the look was it's fine. But Hard Eyes was like, damn, now
Yeah.
that's a killer. The way he walks, the way he moved, his mask, the light up eyes, it just I loved it. Once again I went with my wife to see it. Once again, she said that movie sucked, and I'm like, wow. What do you want? What do you
I
want
thought my
here?
wife would love it because she loves rom-coms and she's really into romance novels, especially. So I thought it'd be right up her alley. And she liked it, but not as much as me. So
Mhm.
I was kind of surprised.
Yeah, but it's obviously they have a physical release of it, but it's not the one I want. I know they're gonna come out with the Steelbook 4K, so I'm not buying it until they release that one because I know it's got to come eventually because it's probably around Valentine's Day, I would assume if they ever do. But I hope so. And if you didn't see it, check it out. Oh, Hard Eyes. Besides the wine press situation, that movie was a lame for me. 5 out of 10
West
says
Coast
West
Dave.
Coast
Not to be
Dave.
confused with East Coast
Man.
Dave, who loved Hard Eyes.
Oh, opposite. Okay, opposite ends of the coast. That makes sense. 100%. I don't know. I liked it for sure. So number one for me so far,
Cool.
Hard Eyes. Do I anticipate Hard Eyes being number one at the end of this year? I'm gonna say no. But I think it's still gonna remain in my top 10 for the year. So let me ask you: do you think Sinners is gonna be your number one after
I will
the end of
say
the
I
year?
hope not, because I would love it if there are a bunch of horror movies I watch that are even better than Sinners. That'd be great. I think there's a very good chance Sinners stays. I think probably the one movie that could knock it out for me is Weapons, the new one from Barbarian guy. That looks
Yeah,
incredible. And then also I'm really excited for Together, even though that movie has some very interesting lawsuits going on with it that I'm kind of fascinated
I saw
by,
that.
but I still really, really want to see that
Mm-hmm.
movie. Black Phone 2. I think because of the kind of guy I am, I love period pieces. I love vampires. Good chance Sinners stays, but I'm going to say Weapons has the best chance of kicking it out.
I didn't know anything with weapons was until I watched that trailer.
Yeah, I still don't totally know
That
what
looks
it is, but I'm
fantastic.
very intrigued by it.
Did you? I think there's two trailers out now. Did you watch both
I
or
pretty much
just
only see horror movie trailers if they show them to me in a theater. So I think I've
go to
only
the?
seen one
Okay,
of them. And I'm not like trailer phobic,
I
but
just
I
know the
just
one.
don't really seek them out very much. I pretty much if I hear like who the
Mhm.
director is or the basic premise, I'm like, that sounds
You're
like it's
in.
for me. And I don't look up trailer. I'm just like, I'm gonna watch that movie.
Yes, weapons is definitely on the list. Destiny, what's going on? Thanksgiving too. I think we were supposed to get that movie this year. I don't know if it's on the slate to come out or not anymore. To be honest, I haven't heard anything about it. I thought they said it was coming out this year.
I thought it
The
was
first
too,
one
but
did
I haven't
really
heard any
well.
news about it. But November's kind of far
Uh,
away.
Thanksgiving 2, nothing. No information about it at all. It says starts filming in March 2025, which is already over, obviously. I don't know. I like the first one a lot, so I'm looking forward to the second one. For me, I definitely weapons. I think we'll probably pass Hard Eyes if it looks like maybe this year's Long Legs vibes for me. Like make me feel that kind of way in my stomach that
Hmm.
Long Legs did. I'm hoping Weapons is that. Black Phone 2. Black Phone was the number one movie of the year for me when it came out. I know a lot of people weren't that high on it, but I absolutely loved it. I think it was 2022. I think that movie came out. So that was above Halloween Ends for me. That was above Scream 6. So I love the Black Phone. So I think Black Phone 2
You
will
know what
definitely
movie
be
I
up there
just
as well.
remember that actually could knock out Sinners is Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein. That's coming out at the end of the year,
No.
and I'm,
Yes, that seems
I'm a
about
nut
right.
for Frankenstein too.
That seems like your
Yeah,
cup of tea
that
for
could
sure,
knock
so
it
I could
out.
definitely
We'll
see that
see.
happening. When does
I
that come
think
out?
December. I think it's like a Christmas release, but it's a Netflix movie, but I think it'll get at least
Let me
some
see.
kind of theatrical release. November.
Oh, no, that
You know
makes
what would be
sense.
cool is if it goes on
Um,
Netflix in November, but if maybe it gets some theatrical screenings around Halloween. That would be great.
I could see it. When Weapons comes out in August, so that's
Hmm.
pretty
Yeah,
soon.
and
So that
Together is August
Black
1st, so that's just right around the corner.
next week.
August 1st, so in a couple of weeks.
Damn. I wasn't really excited for that, but I keep seeing they play a lot of the trailers before videos on YouTube, so I'm like, I'll listen to it. It's getting me more intrigued to see it, and the lawsuits have me a little like, oh, let's check this
Yeah,
movie
I
out.
think what got me really
But
interested.
obviously, the lawsuits aren't stopping
No,
it.
I don't think so. Cody Leach named it, I think, as his favorite horror movie at Fantastic Fest this year. And generally, if Cody Leach likes a movie, I'm like, okay, I probably want to see that.
That's I love Cody. I do. Cody's a good dude,
My
but
disagreement with
me and him are hit or miss.
Cody Leach is usually he will dislike a lot of movies I like. So if he doesn't like a movie, it doesn't really mean anything to me. But if he likes a movie, then that
Mhm.
matters. Then I'm like, I'll
Then
probably
you're
like
probably
it.
gonna like it.
I am a pretty positive person with movies, and sometimes I get knocked for that, but I love going to the movie theater, and most of the time when I go to the movie theater, I have a good time. So I usually like most
Hmm.
movies.
Going to the movie theater is an experience in itself, which kind of adds to it, no matter if the movie's really good or bad, really. But obviously, having kids, I don't get to go to the movies that
Yeah, with four
often,
kids,
so
I can only imagine.
gotta watch them when I can. But now my oldest is old enough to watch them, so if I want to go to the movies, it's
I'm
just
looking
hey,
forward to
watch them.
that. Yeah, like when I saw Superman, I was like, man, I wish I could take my son to Superman, but he's 2, so I cannot. But one of these days.
Not gonna. That's a movie that I've been seeing a lot of hype for. But then on the other hand, I've been seeing a lot of hate as well, saying it's kind of like a nah,
The
not for
Snyder
Superman.
Bros, they're mad.
Yeah, I don't like Superman at all, so I don't really care
Oh,
about
I love
which version
Superman.
it is. So. I'm a
I'm a Batman
Batman
guy
guy,
more,
so
but I also love Superman.
yeah, because
Yeah,
Batman's awesome.
Batman's been my favorite since I was a little kid.
Um, yes, Happy Gilmore 2 does come out next Friday. I
Oh,
am looking forward
I
to it.
might watch that.
Th-
I think I will.
I don't know how good it's gonna be. Probably gonna be corny as hell, I'd imagine, but I definitely
If it's
want to
at
check it
least as
out.
good as Hubie
Like
Halloween, I'll be happy.
he talked in that damn voice the
Yeah, he
entire
did.
movie.
He did not back down.
Whole damn
You
time.
got to respect that kind of commitment in
Not
an
one.
actor.
Uh, it was. I think that movie would have been better if he didn't talk like that the whole
That's
entire
fair.
time. But it was good enough. I mean, I guess Ernest talked like the way he did in
I
all his
love
movies.
Ernest's voice though, so it doesn't bother me at all.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? I watched your. It was like the Halloween for kids, I
Yeah.
think, and you had Ernest Scared Stupid on it pretty low, and I was like, what the hell, man?
I
But that's
didn't.
because
It's
you didn't
still the
grow up
only
with it and
Ernest.
didn't
No,
watch it a
I've seen
lot.
Ernest Saves Christmas now, so I've only seen those two. But I
Mhm.
like Ernest, at least judging from those. But I haven't like binged the franchise. As a grown man, I haven't felt a lot of need to do
Don't.
that.
No, Ernest Scared Stupid. We just rewatched it the other day. I
It's
absolutely
very
love it.
fun.
I grew up with that one. Saves Christmas. I watched that a lot as a kid. I don't really watch it as much now. It doesn't. I don't have the need to watch that one like Ernest Scared Stupid. Now you're getting love in the chat for Hubie Halloween. It was it was good, but the voice took a
I
while
will
to get
say the
used to.
first time I
That's
watched
for
Hubie
damn sure.
Halloween, I was like, that is so stupid. And then I felt drawn back to it the next Halloween. I was like, let me put this on again. And it wore me down. I was like, hey, you know what? This is a fun, stupid movie. And it's got all the Halloween vibes you could want.
It does. It does. What did I see? Oh, Crazy Country Boy says looking forward to the new Conjuring. I'll watch
I'm
it.
not a
I'm not.
Conjuring
Can't say I'm
guy.
looking
I
forward
wish
to
I
it though.
was. That franchise just like does nothing for me.
Okay. So, do you? I know a lot of people love the first one. It's like one of the scariest movies ever. I thought it was fine.
I did love it when it came out, but I don't know. Maybe it's just so many sequels kind of diluting the kind of vibe that it does. I don't know, but I just don't really care for it anymore.
Yeah, it's. I mean I don't well, no, I only own the first one to be honest. I didn't. I like the third one that a lot of people didn't like. The Devil made me do it. I
Oh, I
enjoyed that.
hated the third one.
Okay, that's fine.
Whoa.
I did, it's
See,
not
I'm
my
not always
franchise.
positive.
That's on you. I mean, even when you do your rankings and stuff, you're like number 10, and you're like so positive about it, even if it's a piece of crap that's not very good. So,
Well, generally there are 10 good ones of whatever category. So
Crazy Country Boy said.
I'll take a crappy 70s Giallo over the third Conjuring movie any day.
Crazy Country Boy says, "Save your money. Superman was garbage."
How
That's
dare you? No,
it's
I
either
love Superman.
I saw, like I said, I saw either 5 out of 5s or it's garbage. There was no
4 out of 5.
there you go. There was no it was fine. Like on the people I follow on Letterbox, it was like 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. Every new movie that comes out can't be a 5. It just can't.
I actually have not given a 5 to any new movie this year. I think if Sinners a 4.5.
Well, I saw a lot of people give it a 5 too, so it's good.
I think I only gave 1 5 last year, and it was just Nosferatu. So
I could see that.
Yeah, it's got to really like just hit me as like that's like a new all-time favorite. And it's kind of rare with a first-time watch, at least.
Yeah, that's kind of how I look at that. Like you said, like an all-time classic film. Like I don't know, Sinners is good, but is it gonna be remembered in 30, 40 years that that's a 5 out of 5
It might.
movie? You
I
think?
think it might. It was enormously popular, and it made money for weeks and weeks and weeks.
Mm-hmm. Like I don't know. I just think of like Jaws. Like Jaws is like that's a 5 out of 5 for me.
Yeah, I mean, Jaws is the greatest movie of all time, I think.
It's doing this top 10 from the 70s. I know Jaws people. It's not a horror movie. It definitely is. I'm a Halloween guy for sure, but Jaws is like right there, like nipping on Halloween's heels for number 1 for me. It's that good.
Yeah, for me, it's Jaws and Halloween. However, I did a 70s ranking, and what I said was I feel like Halloween is my favorite horror movie because I'm actually one of those people where like I don't feel like Jaws is a horror movie. I know it is in my head, but if I feel like watching a horror movie, I'm not going to put on Jaws because it kind of exists in my head as more of like an adventure movie.
I can see that.
Men on a mission versus a monster movie.
Yeah.
But it is a horror movie, and intellectually, I would never debate that.
Let me see. Yeah, Aaron, you're right. People are so dramatic. 0 or 5, no in between. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Or they speak the loudest, at least. The people who are 0s and 5s for sure. Blu-ray says he only gave 2 5s last year on Nora, which I've not seen. I wanted to see it, but I did not.
I haven't seen it either.
And The Substance, which I know everybody loved The Substance too, and I did not. So,
I was Substance was also kind of like Bring Her Back, where I was just like so disgusted. It's like one of the most disgusting movies I've ever seen.
Oh,
and even not even just the gore, but like the editing of that movie is like trying to give you a seizure. Like it is the most abrasive editing I've like ever seen. And I'm like, I respect that they did this. They did a good job. I don't want any other movies to do this. Like I don't know other movies should be made like The Substance ever.
It was like I said, it was good. It's just not a movie I'm gonna watch. I'm not gonna watch it again.
I can't imagine watching it again. I don't think I ever will.
There's no
but
point.
I respect it.
Yeah.
But like it was an abrasive experience.
I don't know what I was expecting. I was like The Voice whenever they like overshadow like whenever they're gonna inject themselves what to do. I like the guy's voice. That was good.
Yeah. Did you see that director's first movie, Revenge?
I don't think so.
I like that one more. It's like her crazy style, but it's a little more toned down, and it's just like incredibly bloody revenge movie, and it's really good.
Okay. Spooch says my favorite 70s horror are the Texas Chainsaw, Suspiria, Halloween, Jaws, and Dawn of the Dead.
Good choices.
I like all those but one. Let's see if Daniel can guess the one I don't like.
Suspiria.
Yes, you're right.
That's the weird one on there. I love Suspiria though.
I watched it. I was like, I don't even know what this is. I am not enjoying this at all.
It's crazy.
Then, like it's a witch. I was like, oh, Still don't like it. But that's fine. It looks beautiful, and the music's great. But I just,
Yeah,
not for me. But
that's fine.
the other ones are good though. And Dawn of the Dead was filmed close to me, so there you go.
Oh, cool. Is that
Uh,
mall still there?
it's still there.
Nice.
The Walmart was trying to buy it and knock it down, but I think
Oh,
they're trying to make it like I can't think of the word, like a landmark type of deal, so that they
that'd
can't
be
tear it
yeah,
down.
they should. That'd be awesome.
And they hold like a Comic-Con there all the time, so I don't know why they would want to tear it down anyway.
Oh,
But
cool.
let me see. 70s movies, yeah, 70s movies are crazy so far. I watched Last House on the Left for the first time. I've never saw the
Oh,
original one until
look
the
at
other
that.
day. The remake's better, in my opinion. But
I haven't seen the remake. I
the re-
kind of love Last House on the Left. I mean,
it
it's
wasn't
one of those disturbing movies that it really works for me.
it wasn't as disturbing as I thought it was gonna be, though. I guess it's because we're desensitized and it doesn't work like that anymore.
Yeah, I think it's a little more psychologically disturbing, but it doesn't show you a lot compared to what we see today. But like, Bring Her Back is just way more graphic for sure.
Uh, yeah. Like I remember my mom was like, "Don't watch that movie. Some guy gets his thing bit off." I was like, "Oh man." Then that scene came on and it was like, they don't show anything.
Yeah, yeah, they're not going to show that.
You don't
They're not
see
gonna
it. So
show
I'm
that.
like, okay, this is dumb. Uh, and then the little fight they have between the dad and Krug, and they're just like fucking walking around like the living room like they're gonna have a boxing match. I was like, I'm not feeling this one. Um,
Okay, I'm scared to ask, but I'm going to ask you because I'm pretty
oh
sure you
shit.
watched it. What'd you think of The Wicker Man?
I actually like that one.
All right, that's great.
I actually did. I did like it. It was a little slow at the beginning, obviously, the detective work and blah blah blah. But
Yeah, I was very confused by it for a while. My first time watch, I'm like, "What? Where is this going? This is so
I
strange."
was like, these people aren't even doing anything wrong. Like, what is the? I don't understand why this cop. Why is he harassing these people? And then obviously it gets to the end, and then the little girl's like, "Ha! I tricked you, bitch!" And then
See, that I always understood because I grew up in a very religious household, so like, yeah, it doesn't matter that they're not doing anything wrong.
I could see. I don't know if Midsommar was inspired by this movie, but I could definitely
Yeah, for
see it.
sure.
I don't really like Midsommar, but I like this one.
Cool.
I thought The Wicker Man was good, and I mean the ending I kind of saw coming. I mean, what they caught
It's
him.
also like a super famous ending. You probably
Yeah,
seen pictures from it and stuff.
but my wife was like, "What the hell are you watching?" I was like, "I don't know, The Wicker Man, some '70s movie." She's like, "This is
Did she
dumb."
walk in when the naked girl is bashing the wall singing? That'd be
No,
interesting.
she only saw the last like 10 minutes. Whenever the guy climbs in the
Oh,
inside the Wicker Man and then catch him
yeah.
on fire.
That's
But
like
yeah,
the least weird, most conventionally horror scene in the movie. It's so much weirder.
it's creepy though, like all the animal masks and just
Yeah.
the folk horror that I'm not a huge fan of, and I know you love it. But that one really worked. I really enjoyed The Wicker Man a lot actually.
That's
And
awesome.
another '70s take that I know that we agree on surprisingly is we prefer The Omen over The Exorcist, which a lot of people
Yes.
do not.
Hmm.
But I definitely 100% do for sure.
Yeah. Omen is awesome. Do you also prefer The Exorcist 3 to The Exorcist?
Yes.
Nice. Yeah.
Yes. Honestly, I watched The Exorcist a couple weeks ago, kind of like a first time watch. I didn't remember anything about it because it's not a movie I
Hmm.
want to watch. But it was good for what it is. I mean, it would have been great to see it back in the '70s and been shocked to hell. But by
Yeah.
now, you've seen everything. You've done everything. So it's good. It's
Yeah.
good though.
It's one of those movies where I do kind of have to put my head back in the 70s and think like, nothing like this existed. And this was like
Yeah.
so new and so fresh and so shocking, but it doesn't feel shocking to me anymore. But
Hmm.
the Omen still works on on a level still watching it today for me.
And having kids and then you watch The Omen and you're like, oh shit, is one of these
Yeah,
kids
imagine
not
like
mine?
your new mission is you have to kill your child. That's always going to be scary.
I know it's a hot take. Exorcist over The Omen. It goes back and forth. I think there's a camp for both sides.
Yeah, and I still think The Exorcist is a great movie.
Yeah.
But it's not a personal all-time favorite for me, and that's
Mhm.
kind of a hot take in and of itself.
A weird one for me, personal like favorite is Phantasm, and I know that's not a big franchise for a lot of people, but I absolutely love Phantasm.
Yeah, Phantasm's great.
Doesn't make any sense half the time, and you don't know what the hell you're watching, but I don't know,
It's a
it's good.
vibes movie.
Yeah, it is. It's good. It's a franchise. It's a couple ups and a couple downs, but I think it could go for a remake. I'd take one. They remake everything else, so I'll
That'd
take
be
a
interesting.
I think a Phantasm remake for sure. I do.
Mhm.
I got Prophecy on my watch list because I know you talked about that movie.
Yeah.
That's on there.
I think you'll have fun with that. That's a wild movie.
That's on the list. I'm trying to make it fair. I didn't watch probably as near as many '70s movies as you have. I think I'm up to like 25, so I'm trying to get a little more
Cool.
till I can get a good top 10. Um,
Yeah.
but it's definitely a different era for sure, a different vibe compared to the '80s and the '90s and whatever. But
Mhm.
I'm definitely enjoying, and watching your channel definitely inspired me to go back and check out a lot of these movies because I didn't even know half of them
Cool.
existed until watching the Cobwebs channel. Let's get started. And you like candles, you like candles and stuff like magically and carved pumpkins, Matt. It's just insane, man. He
I'm
got talent.
theatrical. I try to make it a show.
He got so many talents. It's impressive. You got to check it out. So if you haven't, go subscribe to the Cobwebs channel. Link is in the description box below. This is a good time, man. I'm glad that I
For
could get
sure.
you on, and it seems like I knew you already a little bit after watching your channel for like the past like month or two. So it was good to finally meet you, virtual face to virtual face, and have
Yeah,
a
you
good
too. I
time.
had a great time.
Yeah, it was a good time. Chat, really appreciate everybody in the chat. Oh wait, before I go, I put a poll in the chat. I wanted to know, what is your favorite movie of 2025 so far? And miraculously, Hard Eyes won with 43% of the votes, which shocks the hell out of
There
me.
you go.
Second was Sinners with 40%. Bring Her Back with 16%. And 28 years later, 0. So, yeah. Nobody likes that movie, I guess, except for you. So
I wouldn't have voted for it either. I voted for Sinners.
there you go. I'm mine's blown. Didn't beat it by much, but Hard Eyes won. It's impressive, guys. Appreciate
Yeah.
you.
You got the right crowd around here.
Thank you, Hard Eyes,
Like-minded
for
people.
Hard Eyes forever. I need to get the mask if they ever make it because it's badass.
Yeah.
They said they should re-release My Super Psycho Sweet 16.
I've never seen that.
Was that on MTV? I think it was. Oh, that's what Crazy Country Boy real quick asked. What's y'all favorite made-for-TV horror? Made-for-TV? Like, are we talking like Netflix? Does that count or no? I don't know if
I don't think so.
My favorite made
I was
for
just thinking
TV.
like 70s, 80s straight to TV movies, like Salem's Lot or It. Although those are technically miniseries, I guess.
I couldn't even tell you, to be honest. Not off the top of my
Have
head.
you seen Salem's Lot from the 70s?
Maybe. It would have been years ago. I saw the new one, the remake or reboot or whatever that was. I know a lot of people didn't like that one. I thought it was good. I liked it.
I liked it too, actually. But yeah, I've never gotten more hate, I think, on my channel than on my Salem's Lot review. People hated that movie, but I liked it. I thought it was pretty good.
Different tastes, man. People,
Yeah.
and if you're different though, then people just really hate you. So it is what
Apparently.
it is. Dark Knight of the Scarecrow is a good one. I've seen that. I don't know what I was expecting. I thought I was expecting something else. It was fine.
I wanted a moving scarecrow that comes up and kills people.
Yeah, me too.
And it's a little more Final Destination type kills, actually.
Yeah.
It's good. I like the vibes of it, but I feel like the ultimate killer scarecrow movie has still not been made, and I want it to exist.
I can't even think of any. Husk is one, I think.
Yeah, Husk disappointed me too. At least in Pearl, she has sex with a scarecrow, so that's something.
I'm not a Pearl fan either. So I'm sorry. Everybody loves Pearl. I did not like it.
I like Pearl a lot.
And then you don't like Maxine that much, and I loved Maxine. So
there you go.
80s vibes. They got me. That's all they gotta do is throw some 80s, and I'm sucked right in. Movie's dog shit, but I like them songs. So 4 out of 5 for this movie. No plot or anything. I don't care.
There you go.
It was good though. But like I said, appreciate you taking the time to come on here and hang out. Really do. Subscribe if you're new to his channel, and if you're new from his channel over here, please subscribe. Really appreciate it.
Yes, do it.
Yeah, do it, or he'll talk bad on another movie, which he doesn't really do that much. So, F y'all. Have a good night, everybody. Appreciate you guys hanging out, and I will see you guys not next week, on vacation next week. So the week after, I'll be back. Freddy vs. Jason talk, unfortunately, which I hate. So that's not going to be good either, unfortunately. I got to ask, do you like that movie? Do you like Freddy vs. Jason?
I've literally only seen it once. I didn't think it was very good.
Okay, that means no. Good. That movie sucks. We'll